What they don't teach you in First Time Homebuyer Class, Session 6. I don't know what it is about me in making these videos when I'm extremely tired and pooped, but evidently that's when I make the videos. Okay, so the last video, one of the things we talked about was this young man was purchasing a property and we needed to change the designation at the town level so that the sale would go through. So we did that. In that same deal, another issue arose. If you have FHA financing, the property cannot have chipped or peeling paint. That's just one of the stipulations of it. And this actually happened twice with me, two different buyers. Now, one came from Europe, and it wasn't their first property. And they tried to tell us that the basement of the property was wet, and he needed to make these repairs, really, so that they could go to purchase and sale agreement. I had to raise my hand. Excuse me, you're asking him to repair a property that he does not own? And the other one, the young man had the chipped and peel and paint. Different lender said, oh, we do this all the time. He could just go over there and paint those windows, and then when the appraiser comes out, they won't see anything. To both of these people, two different lenders, the first one, I said, you know what, I know he's a grown man, but I'll lay down in front of the bulldozer first before I let him do that. I'm going to make a real stink. Just because you, Mr. Lender, do not have a product to make repairs, 2 or 3K loans, and he doesn't even need that. He's going conventional, but because you have no repair product and you don't want him to walk away from you, you're trying to tell him he needs to fix this wet basement. And on top of that, I said I've been in the house with the guy multiple times, and that basement is not wet. And this picture that you're showing me on the inspection report from the inspector has this white square, and I didn't see anything like that in that basement. I've been in the basement with him more than once, and we wouldn't rush through it. I didn't see this white thing. Are you sure this is the basement? I said it kind of looks like it, but I'm not sure. So in that case, I ended up calling the inspector, and he said, oh, you know what? That picture doesn't belong to that, and he took it off. But the fact that the lender was trying to get him to make repairs on a property that he did not own, I guess you could say, upset me. They actually said to me, oh, we do this all the time. I really don't care. I really don't care if you do it all the time, because I can take him to some other lender that has a product, and he has the cash to do the repairs, but that's the way it goes. You put it through a loan, and then he can just pay it all back at one time if he wants. Just because you don't have that, there's no reason for you to tell him he needs to fix somebody else's property. Oh, well, they have to sell it to him. No, they don't. They could change their mind, pull out of it, and give it to their kids. Then my buyer's money's all tied up in a property that he doesn't own, and no way to get the money back, no way to get it out because they're not going to sell. I wasn't going to stand for that. So the other one, the second one, where they try to do it to the young man with the buying a house for his mom on top of all of that, I said, you know what, you better figure something out, because I understand he's grown and he can do whatever he wants. Oh, he wants to do it. Of course he wants to do it, because you're telling him it's okay to do it. And he wants to buy this house for his mom. But I'm not going to tell him that that's okay. You are not going to get me to co-sign that type of behavior. I'm not going to tell him it's okay. Well, what do you think we should do? So for one thing, you've got the product. You've got the product. You just don't feel like doing the paperwork. That's what you told me. It's like $15,000, and it can be a small one, and blah, 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 blah. Do it. No, you don't want to do it? All right, maybe we'll go someplace else with this loan. And then they came up with, finally, all of a sudden, miraculously thought of something. They'll put the money, we'll get the contractors. Everyone has to sign off and say what they're going to do, what it's going to cost. They can't change the amount. And we'll put it in escrow plus 10%. And that's what we did. So we closed it. And then afterwards, the contractors came and did the work. And then the appraiser came out and looked at it and passed everything. And it was all done. But this idea that it's okay to work on a property that you don't own does not sit well with me. And I am not the type of agent that would just be quiet and not say anything. So that's something they don't teach in a first-time home buyer class, and it's nothing to do with something that would come up at an inspection. All right, try to make sure if you're going to use a buyer agent, try to find one that is going to fight for you. All right, that's Elizabeth. Try to find one that's going to fight for you. It's Elizabeth, the realtor. Take care.